Hello, my name is Dr. Jason Wiggins. I am the CEO of J. Wiggins Consulting based in San Diego, California. And today I want to talk about retaining Generation Y, also known as Millennials, and retaining Generation Z. Generation Z and the Millennials were one of the first generations to really experience the digital age and digital marketing. And Generation Z grew up with an iPad and iPhone in their hand, while Generation Y, the Millennials, experienced it throughout the first early part of their years. And so therefore, they've experienced a lot of learning through different channels than what maybe Generation X or baby boomers experienced within their school years. A lot of the learning now is happening on digital formats such as YouTube and areas such as that really are focusing on quick learning on the fly. And if there's something they need to learn how to do, they can quickly reach for their phone and input YouTube and find what they're looking for and learn what they're doing. Now, that means as employers, CEOs of organizations, we have to really be able to define the marketplace of how we can retain and keep these valuable Generation Y and Generation Z employees. And to do that, there has to be a plan. And that plan is through a viable career path. Now, when you say viable career path, what does that mean? Generation Y typically stated that 1 year of employment was typically long-term. Now, that seems a little bit inappropriate because think of all the valuable resources, all the knowledge base that you have to apply to the individual, the onboarding, the training, and all those additional expenses that go into making an employee a valuable and long-standing employee. And so the part of the aspect is when the employee comes on board, number one is making sure they have adequate training. Adequate training means onboarding. Onboarding means making sure that the employee has all the needed resources to start their career, and then at the same time, making sure that they feel wanted, making sure that they feel embraced, even though they haven't produced a sale, they haven't produced a widget, they haven't saved the company long-term money. That's not what matters at the beginning. What matters is giving them a solid foundation that they can feel that A, they're part of the team, B, they're part of the solution, and that's going to really take them to the next level, knowing that my company really values me. Sometimes you'll look on LinkedIn and you'll see companies where a brand new employee is standing there with balloons, with notebooks, pad, paper, welcome notes, flowers, basically rolled out the red carpet. And that is what a great organization will do, because they understand that by giving that employee the added benefit that they feel like they're part of something special, this is going to go a long way. Now, the onboarding, you never want to cut short. You want to make sure you have adequate training. If that's week by week, whoever's going to do the training, making sure whoever does the training is positive. There's nothing worse than when you're being trained by somebody that feels disgruntled and is not an all-around happy employee. Because what kind of vibe does that give to the brand new employee in the company? Number two, mentoring. Mentoring is a significant part of being able to successfully integrate a new employee to the business. Mentoring is somebody that's going to show them the ropes. It's a little different from onboarding because this is your really go-to person. While onboarding can technically mean that different people are going to be involved in the process. So you want to have a mentor, somebody that they can rely on, they can call when they're having issues, and really be able to plan for the next stage within their career development. Number three is culture. As an organization, you've got to have a great culture. If that stimulates from your mission and value statements and really making sure that they adequately connect the dots between what the organization expects and what the employee actually does. There are too many organizations that are conflicted. They'll tell the employee one thing, but the reality, the values and the missions actually determine that that is always not the case. You want to make sure you don't mix values, missions, and what's expected of the employee. And last but not least is a career path acceleration. Even though it's day one of the employee's brand new career with the company, there needs to be a sense of career progression. Yes, you're not going to be promoted within 1 week, 2 months, 6 months, even 1 year. But the big part of that is making sure that you connect the dots as an organization and you see that the career progression is a major part of the growth of the employee. Sometimes during exit interviews, HR will say, well, the main reason they left is because of money, or the main reason they left is XYZ. But sometimes when you peel that onion back, you'll find out that's not necessarily the case. It's important to make sure you identify the root of the problem. And a lot of the times, in many cases, the root of the problem is from the training, the mentoring, to the culture of the organizations, the mission and values, and overall the career progression. So I hope today that you saw some of the dots that should be connected when you're trying to retain and reduce attrition within your organization between Generation Y, Millennials, and Generation Z. For more tips, please feel free to like and subscribe to Jay Wiggins Consulting, and we'll see you on the next episode. Thank you very much.